Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Borderlands 3. It's me, James, back again to give you guys an update on our Moze build. This is a Mayhem 3 Moze build. That is right, and for solo. You will absolutely decimate if you follow through. It doesn't require very much special equipment. You will love this build. No insane grinding just to get that single legendary so that you can do this thing, or hours and hours of farming the same boss even though you're not really powerful enough yet. It is super easy. So here's what you gotta do. First, all that really matters is that you have a grenade that is good. It can be the Merv Hex. I recommend something that seeks out and has splash damage. Really, that's what you need. I'm going to be using the Merv Hex in this video. Unfortunately, it is cryo, so if there is a cryo enemy, they do present a little bit of a problem, but it's not a problem. You just pull out Iron Bear and decimate them anyway. Now, your relic or artifact, your class mod, your shield, any of the guns don't really matter as long as you have a gun that has splash damage. Now, I have the level 43 Engulfing Ferocious Ogre. It doesn't matter if it's a level 1 Ferocious Ogre. It has splash damage, it's high rate of fire, so all my splash damage is going to be consistent and often. That is what matters. So if you want to find another gun that has splash damage too and a high rate of fire, that's perfect. You will not be disappointed. What really matters is this grenade. In fact, you can even do it without a shield if you really wanted to. Now, to the nitty-gritty of the build. I personally like using Iron Bear as a clutch button. If I'm close to death or I've run out of grenades or something, I can hop in Iron Bear. All the splash damage I do with an Iron Bear has a chance of regenerating my ammo and my grenades, so that's great. Now, for skills, we're going to go Fire in the Skag then. This is just a little extra bonus damage anytime there's splash damage. Just that little extra. I would recommend pushing this up to 5 out of 5. Or if you have a class mod, like mine would be 7 out of 5. Just getting it up a little higher, but I wanted to show you guys how not necessary that is for this build. Even on Mayhem 3, we will just be cutting through our enemies like a knife through butter. Deadlines. This is for Iron Bear. That's a preference of mine. If you do not want this skill, if you don't want to use Iron Bear, feel free to drop this out. And the same thing with Grizzled. You can put all 5 points in here. Don't go Grizzled, don't go Deadlines. That's totally fine. Just get Fire in the Stag then, and then get yourself down to the next level. Not a problem. Stainless Steel Bear, I like this. Again, Iron Bear, not necessary. Torg Cross Promotion. Have to have this skill. It really improves your ability to deal that splash damage when you double that, add a 25% chance to double the splash damage radius. You'll be dealing a lot more damage to a lot more enemies much more often. Means of Destruction, absolutely critical as well. Anytime we deal splash damage, there's a 6% chance of getting grenades. The ammo chance is not important to us, but the 6% grenade chance is huge. Pull the Holy Pin. This critical chance is going to be throwing our damage up a lot. All your grenades are going to have a 3 in 10 chance of dealing a critical hit. High damage very quickly, especially if you're using something like the Hex, which is floating around your enemies and constantly hitting them. Auto Bear, not necessary. Feel free to skip this skill. Put 5 here, 3 here, 3 here, and you can get down to this next row, no problem. Vampire, absolutely critical for the skill. Every single time you damage an enemy with a thrown grenade, every enemy that it hits is going to give us 20% of our missing health. That is crazy. You're throwing the Merv Hex out. Splits into 3. All those 3 grenades go deal damage. You're going to get health from the Merv Hex, and you're going to get a ton of extra health from the grenades. Again, it doesn't have to be the Merv Hex. Any grenade with large splash damage radius is going to do work for you, and a lot of it. Why can't I carry all these grenades? It's going to help us a ton with improving the number of grenades we can have so that we don't risk running out. We will constantly regenerate them, so it's not a huge deal if you don't want to put it in here, but I highly recommend it. To the last, this is going to help you if for whatever reason you do get down. Chances are you won't be getting down unless you kill yourself with a grenade, but might as well have this so you can throw those grenades out while you're down and revive yourself very quickly. And then short fuse, if we're shooting, there's a chance of a secondary explosion. It's nice it helps us quite a bit in terms of getting ammo and grenades with that splash damage skill combining with the means of destruction. So if for whatever reason you can't find yourself a good splash damage gun, feel free to say, okay, well, you know, I'm going to get 1 in 5 of my shots are going to deal a secondary explosion, and that's going to give us a little bit of that splash damage. So that's totally fine there. Alright. Oops. For our next tree, we're going in here. This tree is entirely optional. You do not have to come spec into this tree if you don't want to. I get Security Bear just to give me that little extra bubble around Iron Bear, and then this nice extra 12% gun damage and damage reduction if my shields are full, but again, not necessarily a required skill at all. Over here, this is pretty required. If for whatever reason you run out of grenades during battle, this is going to help you because you'll be getting a little bit of extra damage. Every 4 shots don't consume ammo. But the important skill here is redistribution. If we hit a crit, we're going to regenerate ammo for a little while. So this is going to help us with those splash damage weapons, getting that splash damage constantly to regenerate the grenades. And then if we hit a crit, we'll regenerate the ammo for that gun so that we won't run out of ammo for our grenade maker either. And again, our guns are really just grenade makers at this point, so it's not important. Alright, so we've gone through the skill tree, we've gone through my weapons tree, or my weapons loadout. Now let's prove that this will absolutely melt your enemies with no issues whatsoever. And it is just decimating them. You can see we're constantly regenerating our grenades, staying high on those. I throw them out, dealing damage. We're regenerating with that 12 grenades, and we throw them way more than that already. As enemies come out, the grenades are seeking them, dealing large amounts of damage. It looks like I got kind of gypped on this playthrough. They are resisting, or they seem to be resisting some of the cryo damage, but they are still dying fairly quickly. And that Frost, badass Feral Market, really bad spawns for this recording. I was playing earlier and I was able to complete the entire thing, the entire proving ground, in about 5 minutes and 30 seconds solo. This is why I like Iron Bear. If I do, for whatever reason, get myself into a situation where I'm fighting a enemy that is Frost, it is nice to hop an Iron Bear and just deal that extra damage, wow, to make sure that they don't stay around for too long. But even with the resist, we're dealing enough damage that she's not really hanging around for very long. There we go. Just keep chucking these grenades and watching the magic. That is...
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Moze the Gunner. And you see, even taking a substantial amount of damage from our enemy, we're regenerating our health insanely fast, just from constantly chucking these grenades out. And look at that, a legendary drop too. The Dictator. It's funny because as I was running through this, I was doing a practice run and recording a practice run, and then I recorded a full run, and I had an issue where one of the enemies glitched out on the map. I actually had been able to run this so quickly. But, I mean, this is certainly not bad for running through solo on Mayhem 3. I'm not even getting down, not even getting at risk of getting down, with just constant regeneration of health, as well as killing the enemies so quickly. Oh, another legendary drop over there. Might as well go check it out, because this build is so good that we can just go play around with our guns without even having to worry about it. Yeah, I have a legendaries collection right now of all level 50s, and I think it's 80 of them strong. I have 45 in the bank, and I had just filled my inventory. Went ahead and I sold a few. I'd already done weapons reviews, or at least recorded the weapons reviews on them, and not ever going to use them myself. I can't foresee using them in the near future with any of my other characters. So. Oh, immunity, huh?
We'll see who's got the better guys.
So one thing I could do here, if I wanted to, is swap to another grenade type. But I'm gonna go back into Iron Bear and just plug them away. I might swap over, but we'll see. Yeah, I definitely got messed up with the Mayhem 3 modifiers this time around. They're immune to explosions. And just in general, a pain in the butt this time. Even with bad modifiers, even with bad luck, you're not going to be suffering. Alright, I just want to speed this up a little bit. So we'll swap this grenade for the Widowmaker. Wow, they are resisting explosions. Crazy. There we go. Hopefully I don't kill myself in the area of effects trying to go get these. There we go. Trick unforgiven. I already have that, but alright, let's go ahead, throw our Merv Hex back on. I just prefer it. I may have done this one once or twice. I know the first few spawns to try and speed it up. But
Better luck next life.
But yeah, as you can see, not a problem. We're just crushing it. Shooting for fun right now. I don't have to. I could just let the grenades do all the work. I was getting a little low, that's the only reason I threw. Oh, what do you know? 3 iridium.
I think I can get through this.
Oh wow. And there we go with the crazy health regen. But yeah, the criticals are covering up all the resists, but apparently this Mayhem mode, I ended up getting kind of shafted with a bad modifier. They're probably resisting like 50% of damage or something, or maybe even 75% of all the frost damage that they're being dealt. So I'll have to check that modifier for you guys after this. But you can see, even with the bad modifier, or quote-unquote bad modifier that we got, oh wow. We'll get back up, no problem. And even with the poor modifier, we're still decimating them. It's not really an issue. Ah, Frosty again. Very bad luck. Sometimes half the time I run this and I don't even see a single frost damage. There, put that guy down. Pick up the Emperor here. And there we go. On to the final boss, and we have done this in, let's see, about 8 minutes so far. So even with a terrible modifier, like I said, as long as this guy's not Frost, that would be so sad. Immune to all of that. But the grenades don't care. Half the time I actually finished this boss in about 30 seconds, so I definitely want to check out what the modifiers are this time around. But you can see it's still, I mean, not a problem at all. I'm just hoping that we get a better modifier if I record this again. Just running around, jumping and hopping and skipping away. Infinite grenades, infinite health. And now we'll stop. Waste some grenades. And start throwing again. What do we get? Gaga survival. Radiation type thing now. Just wear them down bit by bit. Yeah, I encourage all of you to go try the Proving Grounds, see how quickly you'll be able to take these guys out, especially if you have multiple Mozes going. And honestly, if you are able to not have a case where you have resistance to explosions and resistance to frost, if you're using a frost grenade, you'll be doing a lot, you'll be much happier than having immunity to grenades and then only dealing 930 damage per second with the grenades. So. There we go. Legendary drop. And it's the defrauding bitch. Borderlands 2 weapon comes back. I've seen that one actually before, so. And there we go. You guys saw it here. This is an update to the Borderlands 3 Ultimate Moze build that I showcased in another video where we were running the, I think, Tiny Tina's Hippity Hoppity grenade. So, anyway, if this video helped you out and you want to see some more, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I was so happy to see 1,000 views on my video on this before I updated it, and I'm so excited to see how many views turn out from this one. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.